So have you ever gone to the doctor, explained how you're feeling, and then heard something like this? It's all in your head, or you're just stressed out.
Yes.
I mean, it can be so frustrating, confusing, and sometimes even scary.
Yeah, that frustrating experience actually has a name: medical gaslighting, and it can have some serious consequences, from misdiagnosis to delayed treatment.
Yeah, so joining us this morning is Dr. Efrat Lamondre, a.k.a. Dr. E, the NP with the PhD, and she's not your typical medical professional with over 655,000 TikTok followers and millions of views, and the host of the Medical Disruptor podcast. She is helping patients take control of their own care. So, Dr. E, thanks for being here.
Yes,
Great
welcome.
to have you.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for waking up early, because I know you're usually on our afternoon shows. But let's talk, first of all, a lot of people say, trust your gut. You say that often. So what do you mean when we're talking about how we feel in our health?
If something feels off, it is off, period. That's just where it ends. And that is true even if your labs are normal, because sometimes things are cooking in your body before it shows up in your labs. So the important thing is to trust your gut, and if you don't feel right, it's not right, and keep pushing for the answers that you deserve.
So talk about when you go to the doctor, right? They always ask you, well, what are your symptoms? And in the moment, sometimes I have like a mental lapse and like, well, what are my symptoms? But you're saying track the symptoms along the way.
You bring up a great point. You finally get to the doctor's appointment and you could be overwhelmed. It hurts all the time. It hurts everywhere. And that's going to be very difficult to manage. So tracking it, writing it down, bringing it in. When did it start? What brought it on? Is going to help you get more answers, because it will be easier for the clinician to start getting to the root cause.
Okay, now here's the thing. When I have symptoms, the first thing I do is I do the thing I should. I check with Dr. Google.
Yeah,
and that could be a big mistake, but you say actually doing your own research can actually be empowering.
Yes, and many of my colleagues don't agree with me on this one. But I love when my patients do their research. First of all, I don't know what you're feeling, and I also don't know what you're worried about. So now you're coming in as a more active participant. And really, any provider should be really comfortable going over that with you and addressing your concerns.
What are you talking about, though, when you say do your own research?
Google your symptoms, and I love podcasts. I obviously have one. See what resonates, see what feels, and come in and say, is this what I have? I think this is what it feels like. You may be off, but it will be able to paint the picture that this is what you're feeling, and then we can help direct the provider in the right direction.
So what do you do when you feel like the doctor's not listening to you, though, right? Like, do you find a new doctor? Do you walk away? At what point do you say, okay, I'm going to cut bait here?
Yes. Finds a new provider.
Okay.
Absolutely. You're not going to be able to change that provider stance. If they are dismissing you, if they feel that it's in your head, amazing, great. Find someone else who will listen to you. And what makes a good provider, of course, the degrees are important, but what really makes a good provider is someone who's willing to say, hey, I may not know what's going on, but I believe you, and I will work with you until we find out what's going on.
Yeah. Now, you talk about having a support squad. What exactly does that entail?
So especially if you're dealing with a chronic illness and you're going from doctor to doctor, provider to provider, sometimes bringing someone along makes a difference. First, emotional support. It's overwhelming. But sometimes, as you said earlier, you forget the details. You might need someone to advocate for you. So bringing someone along can really change that short window of time that you have with your provider.
Yeah, I almost never remember what the question. I know is always going to be, the question's always, when did your symptoms begin? I'm like,
forever?
Tuesday? Yeah, yes, I don't know. I don't even remember what I had for dinner last night. And if you're in the moment and you're having a disagreement with your doctor, right? And you're like, well, no, it's not allergies. It must be more than allergies.
Yeah.
Do you walk out? How do you kind of end it?
I say, if that person is not willing to go further, you've reached the end of their toolbox. It's their limitation, not yours. Thank them for their time and walk away and go find someone else.
Yeah. What's your best word of advice then for folks that are still just questioning and they're just in that I don't know zone?
Don't lose that inner voice.
Yeah.
After some time of searching, sometimes people actually believe, maybe I am anxious, maybe I am depressed, and they start to question their inner voice. Trust yourself. You will find the provider that is going to believe you.
It just might take a little while.
It might take a little while.
It's like a therapist. You got to keep finding the right one.
Yes.
I don't know from experience. Dr. E, thank you. Thank you so much for helping us be our own advocates in situations like these. And for more tips and to follow her journey, check out Dr. E on TikTok, Instagram, and her podcast, The Medical Disruptor. And remember, your health matters and your voice does as well.